Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Ray. You're watching Mixtress video. Let's do this, shall we? Another pick-a-pile. Today, the theme I'm going for with the decks that I chose, which is usually like where I start from, is an aesthetic theme with the tarot decks that I choose for these things. Because Venus everywhere in my chart. I'm going for like bright colors. So, Pile 1, Desert Illuminations Tarot. Pile 2, Mystic Mondays. And Pile 3 is Neon Moon. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to light the candle. What? Broken match. That's how we're starting. The concept of, that's reminding me of that broken match. The concept of kintsugi, I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's the Japanese art of repairing, particularly like teacups, ceramics, repairing things using gold or other metals. So essentially like highlighting the flaws by repairing them. That has just, it's been popping up a lot lately. For me personally, because I bought a deck that has that as a card in it. That is an oracle deck that we're going to be using today. So it's a possibility of a card that could show up for us today. And I might as well get it out while I'm babbling about this, because I think a theme is emerging for this. Oh, it's right there. It's like the third card. So the idea is, like, if you feel broken, you can actually, while healing yourself, while repairing your own flaws, you can actually highlight your brokenness. You can make it a part of you. You can make it a beautiful part of you. So yeah, I think I'm going to go into this reading thinking about that. So where do you feel you are broken? How can we highlight our broken parts as we heal them? How can we not go forward conceptualizing ourselves as broken, but go forward with it's like we are going to be defining ourselves by the fact that we've been broken in the past, but we are stronger now. That we have been broken, that we have healed ourselves, you know? So let's do pile 1. Get all the cards out of here. There was a pick-a-pile reading I did last week that, like, I realized after I had recorded that one of the cards was still in the box for your tarot deck, and I was like, damn it, I wasn't working with a full deck. It's okay. All right. I'm going to start shuffling your tarot. And we've got 5 oracle decks we're working with today as well. I might have to zoom out. I feel like I don't have enough space. Yeah, probably do need to zoom out. Mess up my whole shot, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it right now. And get that guy out of the way. Give ourselves a lot of space. Yeah. Yeah. This one. this one. That one. So let me think of like, what are some good questions to ask that kind of go with this concept of kintsugi. Where have we been broken? Where have we healed ourselves already? How have we enhanced our flaws? How have we integrated our flaws? How have we integrated the things that we used to consider flaws, but now we know them to be, you know, it's not a bug, it's a feature, that kind of thing. Okay, so there's our tarot, and the sun is on the bottom of the deck. So I'm actually just going to set him right here. So this is kind of our goal. Our goal is to be happy, right? The pursuit of happiness is the universal human goal. All right, I'm going to pull from my brand new Modern Nirvana Oracle, which I am excited / nervous to work with. So this is the first reading for others that I'm doing with it. Okay. How can we heal from ways that we considered ourselves? It's almost like it's a new conceptualization. Like, we've never been broken, and we need to remember to conceptualize ourselves as whole human beings that have been through shit. Yes, but we are not broken. For some reason, the colors in this deck fuck with my camera. If you guys saw the like review I did on this deck, it was just like, it looked so dark, even though it was daylight and I had all my lights on just like normal. It's, yeah, it's this one. It's this one. And then I got out a Menti Oracle too, so we're gonna have two decks with one artist's work today. What is the moral imperative? How do we go forward with, and I'm specifically thinking of like, also like mental illness, mental illness, neurodivergent, like if you have ADHD, or you are autistic, or, you know, any other type of neurodivergence. Like, it's not about, it's like, I know for me, I don't think I've ever really been officially diagnosed. I did have I won't go into the whole story because it's too much for right now. But I did have a therapist reluctantly tell me that, yes, I am probably autistic, based on the test that he begrudgingly gave me that was meant for parents to fill out about their children. And I had to figure out how to like answer it for myself as a, you know, 29-year-old adult, whatever. How old was I? Yeah, I think it was like 2010. So anyway, I guess I would have been like 27, 28. But I remember in the beginning, you know, I was like so excited to tell people I was autistic, because this thing, like growing up my whole life, I felt like a pariah. I felt like I was wrong. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I was broken. I was wrong. I didn't think right, you know, and it wasn't even like the adults in my life were telling me that, you know, like I was internalizing trauma that was barely even there, you know. I kind of react to life in a very PTSD way when not that much has actually happened to me in my life, you know what I mean? But realizing that there was a name for the way that my brain works was just incredibly validating for me. So it went from I am broken to no, I'm just neurodivergent. I'm just different. And there's nothing that can be done about this. It is who I am, and that's okay. It was conceptualizing myself in a new way without anything actually changing. The mindset was completely changed, you know? And that's kind of the concept of this kintsugi too. It's like you're still, the teacup is still broken. It's still broken. It has been repaired. It works better than it was when it was fully broken. But it's not like it's no longer, it's not brand new again. It is different now. And that's okay. Like, you can't go back to before the trauma. You can't go back to before, you can't. And that's a message that I'm getting a lot in, we're in Two of Wands season right now, Aries 1. Like, it's about looking to the future. We have spent some time looking at the past. We've spent a lot of time looking at the past. And it's time to look forward. Okay, let's start flipping. Nobody flipped themselves over spontaneously this time. So we'll start with your tarot. Death. Oh my God. Something just crashed in my house as soon as I turned over that death card. Okay, must go figure out what the kitten just destroyed. Okay. As far as I can tell, it was just a pile of random junk in in Michael's room. I don't think it was anything important, I think. I was like, it took me a second. I was like walking around the house, like, what just happened? And the kitten is not hurt. Everything's fine. Okay. Temperance. Wow, okay. This deck was not in order either, so this isn't just like a shuffling error. To go from 13 to 14. Ace of Daggers. Ace of Swords. Five of Daggers. Five of Swords. The Tower. And Queen of Cactus / Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so in your relentless pursuit of happiness, I think you have neglected some things. You have neglected the need for change. You have turned away from any means of salvation. It's almost like you're not allowing people to help you, is the vibe that I'm getting. You think that, speaking of like changing your mindset, you think that you can just change your mindset and you don't actually need help from anyone else. You can do it all on your own. But accepting, this is coming up a lot. So I feel like somebody that has tuned in, so this is a message for someone that has tuned in to a lot of these readings lately, a lot of my pick-a-pile readings. The idea of devotion to a deity keeps coming up, which is not something that is normally a theme when I'm reading for like myself. So, sorry, I still have like little pieces of corner rounder everywhere. Okay, corner rounding everywhere. So that's how I know this is for someone else. This is not a concept that comes up for me. Because sometimes when I'm doing these readings, because I don't know who is eventually going to see them, it feels like I'm just making shit up in my closet. So sometimes I'm like, okay, are all these readings just for me and other people get something out of them? But this is different, I think. And I say that just because I like to tell you guys where my biases lie. And I think here, this one isn't, yeah, sorry. This is just me processing. I think you need Jesus. You need to accept Jesus Christ into your heart. No, but I do think that there is a sort of like a wholesome love and acceptance that you can get through what I keep saying in several of these readings lately, through customizing your own spirituality. Like using your own ideas about morality, about the way that the universe works, about what kind of deities you may or may not associate with. And the presence of the tower gives me Kali vibes. It always gives me Kali vibes, because Kali is a very protective goddess that is also the goddess of destruction. I actually have a card here that I keep out all the time in case you'd like to look at this. Like it's just overexposed, but... And it says goddess of destruction, but the idea is, the vibe that I get from her is that she's very, like I said, protective. If she chooses you to work with, or, you know, however you conceptualize that. And she's also very much, I feel like this is, again, I'm seeing these major arcana cards as like Santa Muerte for death. Obviously we see the Virgin of Guadalupe here, like a Mary energy, a Terra energy. Again, I have another goddess card that I am keeping out right now is Terra. And I see Terra as sort of the mother side of Kali. I see them as aspects of a whole, personally. So I'm getting that for you. I'm getting that, you know, you have this, if you subscribe to the whole ghost guides and goddesses thing, your ghost guides and goddesses surrounding you right now are, you've got like an Egyptian pantheon here with the sun card. These are like, a lot of these cards are the same cards that I pulled last week whenever I used Tarot del Fuego. So, I mean, we're getting an Egyptian pantheon of gods with the sun worship here. We're getting Santa Muerte and death. We're getting, like, all the compassion goddesses that, like Kuan Yin, Terra, others as well. Like, any goddess that you would associate with being very mothering and very protective. Again, I see Kali that way as well. But she also really shows up in this tower moment. Again, my kitten is, she's being very destructive right now. She is embodying the Kali energy. And it's not the one that I named Kali, it's the other one. Okay, let's flip over your other cards. We have Echinacea, Preparedness, Your song is out of me onto you. Okay, so this is like embodying the moment. It's like if you were the Tower card, this is the moment before you explode. Or this is the moment of the explosion. Okay, I'm going to read the lyrics for you. It's going to be sudden. It's going to be strange. It's going to be long overdue. It's all going to come out of me, onto you. Some people wear their smile like a disguise. Those people who smile a lot, watch the eyes. I know it because I'm like that a lot. You think everything's okay, and it is, till it's not. Some people wear their heart upon their sleeve. I wear mine underneath my right pant leg, strapped to my boot. Don't think because I'm easy, I'm naive. So this is about a person like that most of the time presents themselves as like this beautiful temperance energy. And they're always calm. They are like, my mom told me, this is kind of me in some respects. My mom told me that when she was pregnant with me, it was like she was on drugs the whole time. And she said it was a completely different experience with my sister. So it wasn't just how she experiences pregnancy. It was specifically being pregnant with me, felt like she was on Valium all the time. She loved it. It was just the most calming energy. And she says that my presence has always been like that for her. I calm her, which is just one of the best compliments to me, because I do like to present calm. You know, this channel started as an ASMR channel. I wanted to bring calmness to the masses, you know? So it's like, and this can be a very Libran energy too, but like sort of presenting yourself in this way as being this calming, beautiful, wonderful presence to people. But things build up. Whenever you're that person, things build up and then you explode. And that's what's happening here. It's like this whole, you think everything's okay, and it is, till it's not. And you can't really control that necessarily. It's like, this is who you are. You isolate yourself. You try to present as this like nurturing figure when you have the energy to do so. But when you're in change, when you are transitioning, when you are, yeah, when you are ready to evolve, things really go into chaos during your evolution. And this is just kind of an acknowledgement of that. Like, you're still going to come out on the other side having everything you need, having everything you want, being this very abundant queen of cactus. Like, you're going to come out on the other side of this, but this is part of your process, and it would be a good idea for you to accept that about yourself. This is part of your process. You're going to be chaos for a while. And some people in your life that are used to you being calm all the time are not going to be able to handle you in your tower energy. They're not going to be able to. But that's okay. Fucking bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. You don't need them. Better than you can imagine. Look at that. So here we have like a fetus and a dragonfly and an eyeball at the top, which we have, it's right underneath this card here that also has an eyeball at the top. So there's an awareness that you are awakening to, And at the end of this transition, at the end of this ascension, at the end of this birth, you know how sometimes like New Agey people will say that you are reparenting yourself? I honestly don't really get that whole process, but if that is a concept that resonates with you, go with it, because I do see this like fetus better than you can imagine situation as kind of like, and this death card, with death comes rebirth, of course, you know, when one door closes, another one opens. So whatever transition you're going through right now, it's going to be so much better than you can imagine on the other side. You know, it's going to be that and this. So much better than you can imagine on the other side. Your moral imperative is, I affirm that all life is sacred. And look at that. It's another dragonfly. So your like animal energy right now is absolutely dragonfly. Look that up. And I'll read a little bit from this guidebook too. Yeah, because that's the only guidebook I'm going to be reading from, because I'm throwing that one out. And I hardly ever consult this one. And these two don't have one, because I made them and I didn't write a guidebook. And then you got rebirth. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up, guys. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, you are in a rebirth right now. You are in a rebirth. And I feel like this whole affirming that all life is sacred thing is more about you affirming that your own life is sacred. You acknowledging, I'm getting again this sort of like selfless mom energy that I was getting in a reading that I did last week. So it might be similar people are showing up for this one. But like, yeah, it's not about how you make everyone else feel right now. It's about how you feel. It's about your own evolution. And your evolution is coming. It's coming whether you choose it or not. So you might as well get into it, bitch. Get into it because it's happening and it's going to be beautiful. Let me read for you about your dragonfly energy here. Better than you can imagine. Before Dragonfly becomes her most authentic self, she spends about 4 years underwater as a creepy little nymph creature. I didn't know that. The dragonfly nymph has no comprehension of her greatness. How could a creature that lives underwater even remotely fathom that there existed an atmosphere she had no perception of, which she would not only live in, but fly in as well? Ooh, that's cool. I haven't read this entry yet, because I haven't had this oracle deck very long either. Dragonfly brings a sacred message about your belief in your future self. She says your perception of reality is quite limited and naive, and your image of your future self is incredibly narrow. But that's okay. Just be aware of this. If you have a dream, Dragonfly is telling you all you have to do is work on it, and life will do the rest for you. Don't try to figure out what it's supposed to look like with your limited perceptions. Don't look at setbacks as the end of the world. They were meant to happen to propel and stretch you. Just keep working on your dream, and life will create something so much bigger than you have the ability to currently understand. Dragonfly's medicine teaches you to first surrender your need for something to be like the limited view in your head. It's not turning out the way you expected. It's not. Second, have absolute trust that life will deliver something greater. Third, be patient. That's in italics. Last, get excited that something bigger than your dreams is destined for you. So all of this, like, you know, I can imagine as soon as you saw me flip this Tower card over, you were like, oh, fuck, I knew it. Fuck, I knew it. Everything's going to hell. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is a transformation. And it's a big one. It's a big transformation. It's a rebirth. Okay, what other symbolism do we have here? So we have the eye happening here and here. Plus this Queen of Cactus sort of has a third eye. It's really just a third rainbow flame. But what other symbolism is? I'm sort of seeing this rose on the hand as being very similar to the rose on the death flag. So you have the ability to take into your own hands your transformation. And of course we have the dragonfly showing up twice. Yeah, this is a really beautiful energy, but this card here, this Ani DeFranco song, Out of Me, Onto You, is suggesting that you are the tower. It's not that a tower is happening to you. You will become the tower. This is your sort of like sacred rage moment, and you need to lean into that. Or I shouldn't say you need to. It would behoove you to. That's what my therapist always used to say. Instead of like should, he would say it would behoove you to. It would behoove you to allow your transformation to take place. Lean into it. Take it into your own hands. Because there's going to be some people that do not survive this. Your tower moment is going to knock off. I see these people as people that you are knocking away from you. People that are not, I almost said, are not serving you. They're not serving you as the goddess that you are, because you are. Or God, or however you conceptualize that. But, yeah. This is really beautiful energy. I didn't even really talk about this preparedness card. I really think like the preparedness for you is just having the knowledge of who you are and that you are allowed to ascend. You just prepare yourself. When you see yourself like being the tower, exploding onto other people, if they can't handle your genuine truth and emotions, they're not meant to be here. Fuck them. Okay. That was like a little longer than I was expecting. But that's okay. That's okay. And again, if you do resonate with, like, you know, getting to know goddesses such as Kali or Tara or Santa Muerte, or even like Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, whoever is your jam, whoever is pulling you in right now as far as like goddess energy, go with it. Because I do think that that is going to help you, because you do feel very isolated right now. And I think calling upon an energy that feels like love and protection and whatever feels like a genuine mother energy for you, that's going to help you through. Not being the mother, but calling upon someone to be your mother. You know? Your spiritual mother. I hope that makes sense. Okay, that is pile 1. Sorry to do this late, but I keep forgetting to bring my little spring chicken out here. I want my little spring chicken to be in the reading. There we go. Okay, pile 2, Mystic Mondays. I don't think I've used this one since getting it again. I don't think I've used it for others since getting it again. And yes, it is a knockoff. Try not to always say that when I have a knockoff, but I'm not ashamed of having knockoffs anymore. You know, like, I'm not trying to like take money away from anyone, but this is a mass market deck that I have bought twice and I can't fucking shuffle it. So I have given my money to the artist. And now I have this deck again, and I'm very happy to have it because I do really like it. I just couldn't fucking shuffle it because it was on the worst cardstock of all time. Things are not black and white. Sometimes a knockoff is okay to have. Just saying. Pile 2, how can we heal from a conceptualization of being broken? How can we remember that we're not broken? I feel like the other pile just came out straight and I didn't have to straighten it, but... Okay, there's your tarot. I think I'm going to put this one in the center since this is the biggest card. I wish I had done that with the last pile, but whatever. Pardon me while I Vegas shuffle against the guidelines of this guidebook. This is Modern Nirvana Oracle. I'm going to give us like a general direction for like how you can go forward conceptualizing yourself as not broken. Look at this mask. So I'm immediately going to be interpreting this through my own lens. I'm currently reading a book called Unmasking Autism that is about how, like, as autistic people, I'm just going to babble about this while I pull the rest of your cards. As autistic people, particularly if you're a marginalized person in our society, if you're anything other than a straight white cis dude, you may not get diagnosed as autistic because you have learned, because you're marginalized, because you're not necessarily, people aren't going to necessarily look at you as a child and say that there's something off that maybe someone could help you with. They're not necessarily going to think, ooh, we could help this person. They're going to think, oh, that person's weird. They need to learn how to act. So for people that get diagnosed later in life, you learn to mask. And if you're anything like me and you got a diagnosis of autism or ADHD or any other neurodivergent type later in life, and you told people about it excitedly, a lot of the time, the reaction that I got was, oh, I don't see you that way. I don't think you're autistic. I don't think you need to label it. You're not that bad. And it was coming from a place of love, although it was incredibly invalidating and hurtful, and it sucked. And a lot of autistic people that were diagnosed later in life have the exact same experience as me, so you know what it's like. This book that I'm reading right now called Unmasking Autism is basically about learning to take the mask off. We've been pretending to be normal. We've been trying to contain ourselves in a box we don't fit in our entire lives. And it's time to take the mask off and accept ourselves as we are. So that's how I'm seeing, how can you do that for yourself? How can you take the mask off in your own life? This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, actually. It's so gorgeous. How can you take the mask off and stare someone dead in the face saying, hey, this is me. This is me. You haven't known the real me. But this is it. Deal with it. It's a beautiful thing. And I want that for you. How can you be the more authentic expression of yourself? Picking your song. And your plant. Wish I had made this deck bigger. It's just it feels so whittle. And this cardstock is so easy to shuffle. I feel like it's almost delicate. Okay. Detox. Burdock. So this is telling me it's gonna be an adjustment period. If you are considering unmasking yourself, being more yourself in the presence of others, and you don't have to be autistic, that's just the example from my own life. But if you are considering unmasking in front of your family, unmasking in front of your coworkers, just generally choosing to be yourself in more spaces because it's less exhausting than if you're trying to maintain a mask at all times. It's fucking exhausting. Truly. There's going to be a bit of an adjustment period. That's how I'm seeing this detox. And I'm seeing this sort of as a continuation of pile one was more about you becoming the tower, you exploding with anger that you've needed to let go of for a long time, that you've needed to vent for a long time. But for you, it's more about becoming yourself for the first time in a long time. Not the first time. But being the most authentic expression of yourself is going to take a minute. There's going to be some people that just drop out of your life whenever they see the real you because they haven't seen it before. And they have become comfortable with your mask instead of with you. Again, those people, fuck them. And then you have, I embrace the all. So this is kind of like a card of, actually move it to here, a card of cosmology, of if you consider looking at all of these little shapes as planets, we also have all 4 elements kind of represented here, is the way that I'm seeing this. Seeing these triangles. I embrace the all. So this is kind of your way of unmasking, because this is how I'm just going to view this entire reading for you. Your way of unmasking and becoming the most authentic expression of yourself is going to be accepting every single part of yourself, not just the parts that others accept, not just the parts that, it's not like you're not really being yourself with the mask on, because there's elements of you in there too. It's like, in my real life, I do not go by Mixtress Ray, obviously. This is a drag persona that I have created for my online spaces, for my mystical self, for my creative self online. It's still a part of me, because Ray is my middle name, but that's not the name I go by in my daily life. Most people don't even know Ray is my middle name in my real life. Mixtress Ray is a drag persona. It's still a part of who I am, but it's not the whole of who I am. This is more of an integration of self for you right now. This is your assignment from the universe, to accept your entire self. And then we have action leads to success. So your animal energy is actually dragon. So this is like some real good luck right there, right? Action leads to success. So you are going to have to do something. You're going to have to unmask. It's going to be a process. And then you have side part. Ooh, interesting. This is a breakup song. Part of this is waiting. Part of this is baiting you. Part of this is parting us. Part of this is this part of you. Part of this is somewhere. Part of this is wondering. Part of this is parting this. Part of this is this part. Part of this is this part, because part of this is parting this with you. Very, very simple lyrics, but it's a really sweet, effective song with a lot of spaciousness in it. So if you're interested in checking that out, it is Side Part by That Dog. That is your song. So yeah, and I mean, I haven't flipped your tarot cards over yet, but I am seeing this as like you breaking up. Not entirely, because again, the mask is a part of you, but I'm seeing this almost as you breaking up with the mask. You learning to let go of the mask, parting with the masked version of yourself. Because, I mean, you're still, I mean, everybody has some sort of mask. Like, you know, I have a customer service persona that is very different from my regular at-home life, right? I am very much not that outgoing, helpful customer service person that I am when I'm at work. We're always going to have these different aspects of who we are, but your mask is going to look different. Your mask is going to be more transparent from now on, if you really lean into your current evolution. Three of Swords reversed. Again, we're getting that breakup energy. Four of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. And the Sun. Again, just like pile one got the Sun as well as sort of the underlying energy. Let's look at your underlying energy too on the bottom of the deck. Two of Wands. So we are currently in the Two of Wands. As far as like astrological deacon, we are in the Two of Wands right now. Aries 1. If you're watching this in real time, of course. So again, we're talking about looking towards the future here. Action leads to success. It's time to part with something. And I do think it's a persona within the self. I mean, this could be different for different people, obviously. But and I think that this parting with your masked self, or reintegrating your masked self, or evolving your masked self, because there are going to be times, again, like I said, there are going to be times when the mask is on and then times when the mask is off. But overall, it's going to be so much less taxing if you can put more of yourself into your different masks that you put on, you know? And I'm seeing this Three of Swords, because I don't normally see Three of Swords as a breakup card necessarily. The reason, basically it showing up reverse is telling me to look at it in the traditional sense right now. So I'm going to put it upright just for visual reasons. But that's just a reminder to me that yes, this Three of Swords is a breakup. So in your case, you might actually be breaking up with someone, and that is your action. Your action of breaking up with this person is going to lead to your success. But I am seeing it more as the unmasking version of yourself. That is who you're breaking up with. And there's going to be a rest period. Like, it might even be like a very, like, hard break, swift, a clean break. It's going to be a clean break. Or that's what it needs to be. It needs to be a clean break. So there's going to be a rest period in between, but immediately, like, this is the action that leads to success right here. The action is you got something to leave behind, and it is a person. Like, either it's a person in your life or it's a person that you are projecting that isn't the real you. So it's going to be a dramatic thing, but it's going to lead you to a new opportunity. And it could even be a work opportunity. Like, you choosing to not mask anymore at the workplace might mean quitting your current job. It might be that you cannot be who you really are at the job that you're currently in, so you need to leave it. Or that decision's already been made, and you know that, you're about to head into a period of unemployment, or just you're in between things. You're going to be offered a new opportunity. As long as when you go into looking for a new job, in the case of somebody that is thinking about leaving their job or is about to retire or is about to, change jobs or whatever. If you go into finding your new employment being completely yourself, in whatever way you can, like, obviously not completely yourself. Like, we all have inside the house selves and outside the house selves. Like, you're not going to completely be your, as I call it, skittering under the floorboards person in public. But that's going to lead you to a new job where you're going to work very harmoniously with the people around you. Now is the time. So I see this because this is where we are right now. Now is the time to start working on breaking up with this inauthentic self, or breaking up with this job or this person that's just not with you anymore. Because it's going to lead you, so we have action leads to success, and we have the Sun card. It's going to lead you to this sort of divine happiness energy here, right? Let me read your animal card. Oh, this is card number 1. Cool. 6 dragons. The 6 dragons reference the I Ching. I Ching. I don't know how you say that. First hexagram, the creative. In Chinese tradition, dragon creates great fortune for those who encounter him. Dragon is of service to those in need. His acts are benevolent and not self-serving. Dragon assists humans on their journey toward ascension. The presence of 6 dragons, one of the most promising cards in the deck, foretells a successful outcome if you take the inspiration running through you and turn it into action. So do that thing you've been wanting to do. Now that you might be in between projects. 6 dragons holds the medicine of the first 6 cards in the deck. Meditate upon these cards as they are a roadmap for the journey towards success. Okay, so I'm going to take that. 6 dragons will assist you and lead you to supreme success. Their medicine calls for you to come from your heart and take action now. Abundance and prosperity will follow. Okay, so I'm going to, because this is supposed to indicate some alignment with the first 6 cards in this deck, I'm going to tell you what the other cards are, but I'm also going to show you, because I didn't read the entire entry for this one. So there's that. Card number 2 is Otter, surrender to receive. Card number 3 is Octopus, evolve into your complexity. Hello. Card number 4 is Starfish, keep trying. Card number 5 is Baby Hawk, nourishment while waiting. And number 6 is Venomous Snake, inner conflict resolution, which we did get this card last week in a pile. So if you got the Venomous Snake, inner conflict resolution card, that's very cool. Everything is coming into alignment with you, but it's about integrating yourself. It's about being yourself more. So whatever breakups are happening for you, whatever things are ending in your life, they are happening for your growth. And there's gonna be a detox period. I do see these 2 cards as kind of being together. There's gonna be a detox period. There's gonna be a rest. Allow yourself to take that rest. Allow yourself to feel the calm that comes from resting. I'm getting the feeling that you're not used to that. But that's going to be part of your process of unmasking. God, I love this card so much. Yeah, I think this deck is working for me as long as I ignore the guidebook. I think it's going in the trash, guys. I think it is. I read like pretty much the whole thing yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and I was like, this is bad. Okay, sorry. Okay, that's pile 2. I am going to get a refill of my beverage and take a little break between pile 2 and 3. Okay. Pile 3, Neon Moon Tarot. This is a dark, as far as colors deck. I'm wondering how it will show up on camera. I think it'll be okay. Might be some glare, but we'll correct for it if we need to. Okay. This is a very this is my Matrix deck. This is my Matrix deck. This is a comic book dystopian world. So if you were drawn to this one, I mean, we're getting, this reading today for everybody seems to be very like self-transformation based. Like big shifts are happening for us. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. So that tells me that should be our focus. So you might be in a depression right now. You might be really feeling it. So I think your particular transformation is going to be about pulling out of it, refocusing on the upright cups, right? How do you focus on your upright cups? How do you shift from glass half empty to glass half full? Yeah. Need to squish. Need to squish. This is the only like full-size deck I'm using today. There we go. We can do it this way, hopefully. There we go. And then, what is your moral imperative? Is your moral imperative? And your animal energy. Oh, yeah, that's that one. And your song has already revealed itself. It is Burn by The Cure. Tousled bird mad girl. That's you. Okay, let's get your plant energy. Lavender. Comfort the brains. So this is a time of like focusing on your serenity is what I'm getting. Focusing on your serenity. Get a good Vegas shuffle in here. Focus on your serenity. Yeah, like, and go towards like aesthetic atmospheres, like music, movies, TV shows, like whatever your entertainment, go towards entertainment that's very atmospheric. Places that you want to go to is the vibe that I'm getting. Like whatever your personal like idea of calm is. Like for me, The Cure is a very comforting atmosphere. It's other people would probably disagree, but it's, for me, I feel very comfortable in the environment that The Cure's music creates. It's very, like, it's very world building. That's also what you're getting with Neon Moon. It is an entire world. It's kind of like the Ready Player One world. It's dystopian. It's uncomfortable. It's, you know, it is all of those things, but there's a comfort there. There's sort of like a lot of people would conceptualize The Cure's music as being extremely depressing, but it's sort of a meet you where you are energy for me. Like, I listen to The Cure sometimes when I am really in those dark depths of despair, but it doesn't make me feel worse. It makes me feel validated. So I am encouraging that general vibe for you as far as like, I'm suggesting that you wallow for a minute. That you wallow. Small steps, big accomplishments. So you have tortoise or turtle. I don't know how you tell the difference, sorry. That's your animal energy. Emotions. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? So yeah, this is a very like therapy energy, you know, being in therapy. It's acknowledging where you are right now. Normally I would, like, I started this reading off by saying like, how can we focus on the glass half full instead of the glass half empty? And I'm taking that back a little bit now. I'm thinking that, like, for you, it's about wallowing right now. It's about wallowing. It's about accepting exactly where you are. It's about finding comfort in people, media, entertainment that meets you where you are. Don't go into depths deeper than the despair you're already in, but find a place that is where you are. Find a beautiful place that's where you are, where you can like transform that energy of, it's almost like basking in a beautiful environment of despair is going to help you come to terms with your despair. It's going to help you see it in a beautiful way. You may even be able to transform your despair through creating some kind of art right now. And then we have, I hold purity and high esteem. And this is like a person whose chakras are all aligned. They have a flower in each hand. They also have lavender. Look at that. I think that's lavender at the bottom here. And I'm seeing purity here again as an authentic, not inauthentic, an authentic expression of where you are right now. Whenever people ask you how you're doing, even though that's just sort of a nice thing to ask, if it's the type of person that you know you can actually answer the question truthfully, do it right now. Come out to them about how you're feeling right now. That's a purity of expression. Okay, I'm going to read the lyrics here. Don't look, the shadows breathe, whispering me away from you, this trembling, adored, tousled, bird-mad girl. Every night I burn, every night I call your name. Don't talk of love, the shadows purr, murmuring me away from you. Don't talk of worlds that never were. Just paint your face, the shadows smile. Every night I burn, every night I scream your name. Dream the crow-black dream. So this is also a card of, this is the song, my introduction to this particular song, which is possibly my very favorite Cure song of all time. It's definitely in the top 5. This song was introduced to me, as it was to a lot of people, in the movie The Crow. This is the song that is playing when, I'm pretty sure, this is the song that's playing when Eric Draven is putting his crow makeup on, when he's putting his mask on. So I'm also encouraging you, if you can express yourself in your body with the way that you're feeling right now. So maybe even like, yeah, I'm seeing like putting on war paint. Like the last pile was all about unmasking, and for you it's almost like I want you to embrace the aesthetic of the despair that you're in. Of course I want you to embrace that, because the goth aesthetic is my thing. But like, express yourself through the way that you look right now. Express your purity of emotion, how you're feeling right now. You got the Lovers, the Supervisor of Wires, which I am pretty sure is the Queen of Wands. Yes, because we have the little black cat right here. Yes, Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands. Emperor. Supervisor of Zents. So that's Queen of Pentacles. And the Sun, oh my god. Oh my god. We got the Sun card in every single pile today. How amazing is that? Okay. And also, bottom of the deck, energy, Apprentice of Vials. Which is that Page or Knight? I'm gonna have to double check. Is that Page or Knight? Executive is King. Okay, that's Page, because Agent is Knight. Okay, so this is Page of Cups, Lovers, Queen of Wands, Emperor, Queen of Pentacles, Sun, and Five of Cups. anytime I see like a bunch of court cards, and I say this all the time, so excuse me. So all we have here is 3 court cards, 3 majors, and 5 of cups. So this is like a major identity time for you. Big shifts in your life, big shifts in your identity. And it's about that. You are going, I'm seeing this purity and high esteem card, which I don't think I've ever seen it this way, but I'm seeing this as authentic self-expression through your emotions. Like the way that you're going to get through whatever it is that you're currently going through. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps up the stairs is comforting yourself through aesthetic, expressing yourself authentically, emotionally. It's like, this is an ascension, kind of. And it's kind of marrying your Queen of Wands self with your Queen of Pentacles self. So your creativity becomes your reality through meeting yourself where you are. Maybe wallowing is a bad thing to say, but acknowledging exactly where you are right now. And you might actually, like, I have to ask myself all the time, like, what are these emotions that I'm having? What is happening right now? I have to constantly check in with myself on that, because it's not, I have trained myself to ignore my emotions as much as possible. So this is asking you to do the opposite, like connect with your emotions. Let yourself, the Page of Cups is someone who feels everything, right? Like this person's holding this little cup full of roses. And they've got all these like wires attached to them. They are feeling absolutely everything right now, despite the fact that you can't see their face. Let me read your turtle card here. Number 8. Sea turtles migrate thousands of miles each year while swimming at a slow, methodical pace. The key medicine is that what you wish to manifest will take dedicated, consistent, and patient effort. Land turtle reinforces this message about, so we have sea turtle and land turtle here. Where was I? Land turtle reinforces this message about the slow process toward your desire, further speaking to us about how grounded this point of view is. Nothing represents being grounded quite like the land turtle. Built sturdy and close to Mother Earth. This is a very promising card as it speaks to happy results. You are building something great, and its full fruition needs time. Turtle's medicine shares that slow and steady efforts are of the most importance to you. Something powerful is in development. What is built slowly stands longer. And then some of these middle paragraphs I didn't read, so there's that if you want it. Yeah, it's okay. So some of this, and you know, we could see the Emperor as someone who is taking his damn time. He's sitting there. He's figuring it out. He's exploring, this particular Emperor is exploring these different possibilities before him as visualized as he screens. It's methodical. So kind of what this, I think me initially saying it's time to wallow or whatever was more like, take your time with this. You know, take a few steps forward and ask yourself how you feel at every step along the way. Make sure you are still expressing yourself with this purity. Purity is such a weird word. It's triggering to me. I don't like the word purity. But I'm trying to view it as sort of clear. It's clear. It is clarity. I'm trying to view it as more like clarity synonym. You are being clear about who you are. You are sending these little doves out with the messages that you have to give to the world, with the things that you have to provide to the world. I feel like there's something I'm missing with this pile. I'm going to pull one more from this deck. Okay, there it is. Just immediately flipped over. Harmony. So you are learning right now to be in harmony, like you're pulling the pieces of yourself together. And part of this is accepting both versions of you. Like if you tend to be a person that kind of like goes back and forth between like manic and depression, if you do sort of have a little bit of that push and pull where like, I mean, for me, I wouldn't be considered bipolar by any means, but I am like half the month I'm on top of shit, I'm getting things done, I'm feeling very positive about everything, everything's great, and the other half of the month I hate everything. All senses are too much. Everything is too much. I hate everything. So if you kind of find yourself kind of flipping between these two different dualities, this is kind of encouraging you, this reading here is encouraging you to embrace both aspects of that. Find a harmony within each of those states of being, because they're both important. Both of those people are the twins within you. The twins within. That's like the tagline for the Lover's card. The twins within. I've never thought about it that way before. Now if I remember, I'm just going to say it every time like that. That's how I view the Lovers. They are the twins within. Perfect. Wonderful. Find a harmony. And that's another thing that we're seeing here with all of these chakras. They are perfectly well balanced in this person. This person is, I just love this image so much too. This gorgeous alien creature here with her lavender at the bottom. So and it's like this sort of like lavender person is different than the cure person. You know, we have the sun, we have the Five of Cups, we have the lavender, we have the like, you know, revenge Eric Draven. We have these different modes of being that you can, and also Queen of Wands versus Queen of Pentacles. There's these different aspects, there's this duality within you. Sea turtle versus land turtle. We've got this duality within you that you can reconcile. They don't have to be in harmony with each other at all times. It's more like you finding a peace and a harmony with both of those aspects of yourself and going forward in life, accepting both of those aspects of yourself. Because the Queen of Wands is just as important as the Queen of Pentacles. Feeling all of the feelings, which is kind of, you know, Page of Cups and this emotions card, feeling everything. We're feeling everything right now, which means we're not pushing out any one aspect of ourselves over another. We are finding a harmony with all of it. It's an integration of self. This entire reading today has been integration of self, pretty much. I mean, that's probably what I titled the video. I never figure out what these readings are about until later, so how can we integrate ourselves? And for you, it's about accepting your emotions where they are, where you are in your current cycle. So if you're feeling like really, really, really happy for 2 weeks and then like total dog shit for another week, like just accept yourself where you are. Take those like, you know, bubble baths and self-care Netflix binging days or whatever the fuck on those days that you're feeling very Five of Cups, and you know, get shit done on the days that you're feeling, that you feel the energy and the vitality to do so. You know, I'm always saying that, like, every day is not going to look exactly the same with cyclical creatures. And if you are a cyclical creature, embrace that. Embrace that aspect of yourself, because you have something to say and you have something to bring to the table in both of those aspects of yourself. Both of them. Okay, I think that's it for this reading for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.